stage. And every time I'm up here with you now, I feel honoured to be on the stage with an Australian world champion. That's great. How does it feel to be world champion at something?
I had a long time to get ready for this. Not a spring chicken. Yeah.
Look, I'm a fisherman. I understand that it's cool to be a world champion, but I'm not a water skier. Take us through first some of the mechanics that are involved in becoming a water ski champion. It's not like the rowing in the Olympics where they just go for a couple of kilometres and first one across the line wins. Tell us the process of winning the race. I know you said it was a team effort, but take us through what everyone in the team does and what you have to go through to get to that point.
Yeah, well, we do train like elite athletes at world level, so we train for 4 hours a day pretty much. Combinations of everything on the water training as well as gym work, running sand hills and stairs, boxing training, yoga, everything. Then being out on the water takes a lot of effort with the team. I ski behind a boat similar to this one, and we're out training in salt water, out on Botany Bay or on the Sydney Harbour. So yeah, it's a big effort from all the teams. So the boats have to be meticulously maintained and prepared.
Now, tell us about all the different roles. Obviously, you're the one hanging off the line, doing the crazy job out the back and sometimes a possibly dangerous job. Tell us about the other roles in the boat.
We have a driver and observer. So the driver is an extreme tactician. They have to, obviously if they make a mistake, it's detrimental to my campaign. So, they're highly experienced, highly tuned drivers. My driver actually drives a rally car as well. So yeah, very, very professional drivers. The observer then relays every message that I give, every signal that I give. Yeah.
How do you give a signal to a boat driver when you're hanging on?
When you get to this level, it's super high tuned, so that you hopefully don't have to give too many. They really know exactly how to tow you and how to push you in the right spots, and I put my trust in them as well to push me just to that fine line. But a signal is just if you're giving an up, it's very simply an up, and if you're giving a down, it's even quicker because you need to get your hand back on the handle as quickly as possible.
Now, you haven't got to be world champion just because you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth, and you've had a tough road to the top. And I've had a little bit of a look at your book that you've got there at the table, and it hasn't been an easy journey. Tell us a little bit about some of the ups and downs you've had through your career and through your life to get to the point where you finally hit the point of world champion.
Yeah, it took to hitting a very low point in my life to get back to top level competition. So I had some early success in like 1989 and 91, came second at 2 world titles. Then I went through a lot. I went through, lost my way. I did a lot of partying, a lot of crazy stuff. I married, had a very dubious marriage. I was living in Singapore at the time for 5 years. So when I separated, I came back to Sydney without a job, without a home. So yeah, it was pretty hard going, and it was through getting through those lows that made me start to realise I had to take some ownership and responsibility for myself, and so then it was a slow growing process.
When you're at the bottom, how motivating is sport? I suppose water skiing for you, but a lot of people are motivated by different forms of participation in sport. Is it that goal at the end that helps you get your life together, or is it getting your life together that helps you with the goal, or does it all work together?
It's a good question, isn't it? Yeah, I found it quite amazing, really, that if you just take a first step, like when I was at my lowest point, I really thought success was for everybody else. So it just took taking a step. As soon as I took one step, I'd find something else to open up for me. If you make that effort and then you meticulously go about it, I certainly didn't think I was going to go for a world title, but I wanted to get back to high level competition. So then it just kept opening up and I could start to see it more clearly. And then when I could see really clearly that I wanted to win the Worlds, that's when everything just becomes even amazingly more focused.
Yep. You wake up in the morning when you're on the brink of winning a world title, is that all you think about all day?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I got to the point, I used a lot of mental toughness strategies. I really went into the sports psychology side of things and taught myself a lot about, resilience and focus and coping under pressure. And our sport is a relatively unknown sport, but it's an extreme sport. It's dangerous. So you have to be able to handle pressure really well. So I put a lot of time into those strategies.
In the fishing side of things, people, it's a longer footprint. You can fish until you're nearly 70 or 80 years old. And only this year, a guy called Klein, 70 years old, a fantastic fisherman with a 40-year history of success. Everyone thought he was never going to win another tournament again, and he won a tournament this year in America, in the top 100 in the world. And a great quote that stuck with me is one that says, "Never assume that all the best moments in your life are behind you. You never know what's going to be ahead." So I found that very motivating, and I found your story very motivating as well, because anyone who's watching this online or who's watching it at the show here, I'm sure you can reassure them that you never know when the best point of your life's going to be, and for a lot of us here, it's going to be in the future. You would agree with that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, the world's your oyster. I thought it was. I thought it was not, as I said before. But we're all the same, and if you really want to do anything, you can. And if I can inspire even one person to get off their butt and have a go, then it's a good thing.
Awesome. Now, one final thing before we get in a mix with the crowd. Tell us about your book that you've got there, and that's another achievement. A lot of people think about writing books but haven't written a book. Tell us the process of writing the book. How long did it take you to write, and how satisfying was it to put the final full stop on the last paragraph?
Well, that full stop took ages because you could just keep going. You want to perfect it. But yeah, it was a really enjoyable process. I discovered that I love that side of things, and it was cathartic. I had to, obviously if you're going to write a book about yourself, you sort of got to be prepared to put it out there. And the title actually, Raw, is a pun on the two words of raw. It's I Am Woman, Hear Me Roar, the old Helen Reddy song, and also that, I'm told, and I believe it is, written in a very raw way, very honest, and a lot of nuts and bolts in there.
You betcha. Well, I'm sure you're going to be happy to sit down there, talk to some people that might want to meet you and talk to you and maybe autograph a book or two. So thank you very much for turning up on the Mercury stand today. You're great at this public speaking. You were very nervous this morning, but you're awesome at it. And look, I think in person you're going to be even better than up here with me shoving microphones in your face. So I'll let you go and enjoy some of your success. Thank you for joining us on stage, and make sure you take a look at all the great Mercury product which is here at the show. These celebrities are here for you to talk to, for you to access, and we'll be here again at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. Thank you.